This is Baruch here at the Tikkun Elevator Kola, and we're learning Shaar Hakavanot. This is a recording the second recording actually. The first one I had camera trouble, and so I'm going to try it again. We're talking about the Seder Hitzchalkos Yodal Simon Medichat Lashon the Brisa. So there's a Brisa that really lays out what all of the Simanim are. I'll say the Spheros and how it actually corresponds to the Spheros. It's not a straight line. So we'll read the top and then we'll read the bottom and we'll move along as fast as we can over here because, like I said, it's a makeup shear. Now let's talk about, according to the Brisa, how we divided up these Spheros in the Klipa. Veidochem Hatzari is Keser. Tzari goes to the Keser. Vatziporim goes to the Yisod. V'hachel v'dachab goes to Malchus. V'halavoina is an or Makif. So here we're talking about three inside lights, which are Keser, Yisod, and Malchus. And then we have an or Makif, which is a much stronger light, a very powerful light. They can't go in. That's number 4. The idea is to tie up Malchus, which is Helva, or Hamakiv Shuhalavoina, with the surrounding light, which is Lavona. The higher barn to shine into it. So it's not just enough that there's Hara coming from Keser into Yisod. Because he's telling us here that this is like the pattern of how the flow goes. It goes from Keser, skips to Ferris, goes down to Yisod, and then goes into Malchus. Malchus wants to get Shefa from the Makif, and so therefore those are 4. So so therefore that Yisod is getting a direct light coming from inside the Kali. Now he says that's coming from inside the Kali, from Keser shining into Yisod. Now what we're trying to do is trying to clean this up, trying to pull it out. So then there's more, refers to Chesed, then you go to Chesed. So he said that's 5 of them. But so Abraham Hanikra Har Hamor, which is called Hamor, which is of course a spice. Ukasiya is Gevura. The Shavuot is Ner, this Tiferes. So you're going what we call Chagat. You're going across the chest. So first you did the middle line, now you're going across the chest, but you left out Tiferes. Now you bring Tiferes back in. Yuhul Kav and Soy, this is the middle line. Bein Shnei Anfim Kav Yamen B'Kav, small between those two branches, that's where you find it. Kadin and the Shavuot is like a corn stalk, Im Anafav Minatzadadim, that has branches on its side. Karkom, now Karkom Ku Netzach. Then we go back to, now we're going down as Netzach. Kigam Ku Yeshlo Reich, because it also has a scent. Kadin in the more, just like the more, but it's less. Afal Pish Enu Kol Ka Choshev Kamohu. And Nano Chesed Gamor Kamo HaChesed, so it's not really Chesed, but it's a generation after Chesed. The Kosh Hu Chochmo. So he said, now we finished the body, except the Keser was done already. We went to Keser, Yisod, we went to Malchus, we went to the Makif. Now we went Chagat, Chesed, Gevur, and Tiferes. So we've got all of that in here right now. So then you come to the Kosh Hu Chochma, then you go to the top, you go to the Chabad. Kalupa Kibina, and Kimono, then it switches again from not the Chabad, it's just at the Chub. It did Chochma Bina, and then it comes back, and it becomes, goes back to Kinamon, which is Hod, so it goes back to Hod. So how does this, so then from here, we see they're really all put together. Now, I decided to cut the light print, the TIF, because pretty much that kind of explained the order. That's what we were looking for. So let's go to this new one. So by doing the Ketoret, you're making a tikkun in the Kalim, Now this is what he said. Now this is a little bit of a ring that was contained in the Otzatz Chaim. He says, so they're the aspect of the 7 Malachim who died, that is the Nikudim, Olam the Nikudim, that broke because they couldn't handle the light. But along with them, the Od, Yesh Arbech Acharayim Al Yonim the Abba Ve'ima Ve'yishal Sabat Tavuna. All of those partsufim, also the backsides of them fell Shagam Heim Naflo Imachu, because these also fell along with them. So here we go. We're still, my camera's still working. I'm very happy. So if you add them all up, what do you get? You get 11. Now let's go down here and let's read the light print here, starting at number Tzadik Gimel. These is not a big piece. He says this is what we have. He says, Hey, Merumazin B'Seidizeh. They really could be referenced through this order. What is that? Sheva Mini Samamanim Merumazim Al Sheva Malachim Shemesa Be'esh Shviris Akalim. So the famous idea of the Shviris Akalim, that comes out over here. Ova'od Arbech Samamanim Hamashlim the Achad Aser. Then there's another 4 Samamanim that complete it to 11. Excuse me, I have morning allergies. This is the morning, so please excuse me. Let's go back. Okay, so he says, "V'od arba samamanim ashlim in the achad azer heim meramazin the arba acharayim shehem aleph." The first one, Abba. Second one, Ima. Now, she's going. Yisrael Saba, and then Tavuna. Their backsides. Now he's telling us also that there is a front, there's a backside, and the backside falls. So he said, so at the time of the breaking the Kalim, we see that their backsides, the Kalim themselves, the front and the back, everything fell. So they're completely broken and down below out of Atzilus. But those four partsufim naflu rak bechidas acharayim shalahem. Only their acharayim levad fell. It says v'im nimnacha b'ches sheva hamelakim v'es arba b'achim shal acharayim shal abba v'iba v'yisrael sabbat devuna yachta. Put them all together. What do you have? Yaharei heim olim echad aser. There are your 11 v'heim keneged Echad Aser Mini Samamanim, which is the 11 different types of Samamanim. Now, 1 second here. Yeah, so in my advanced old age, I have allergies when I wake up in the morning. Okay, Tam Shaminyan Ketoret Hu Shasa. Now we go to a different thing. First of all, we have 11 different species or different types of Ketoret, right? Now he's going to come and he's going to tell us that there's 368 different types, or different parts to it. I'm not sure. And he's going to show us how it turns out to be 368. It's a little bit of a trick to try to understand this, how you go from 11 to 368, and what is the significance of the concept of 368 anyway. And I'm thinking that possibly these are 2 different things altogether, that are coming around in the same place. Okay. Here we go. He said, Tam Sheminyan the Ketoret Hu Shasa, 365 amonim, 3 different types. V'gam Yisboyer in Hosefes HaKetoret b'Yom HaKippurim, and why we add on more Ketoret during the Yom HaKippurim. So he says like this, and the fact is that there are 368 different types. Now this has been explained previously, so Hashinim the Tefillin. This can be explained by understanding the concept of the 3 of the what would you call it, the branches of the Tefillin, Shal Rosh, Ayin Sham. So if you look over there, there are going to be 3 on the right side and 4 on the left side, which makes 7. They came so that moching this manakatnas, and they refer to the moching of katnas. Moching of katnas probably is chesed gevur teferes, and that's a whole yisod and malchus. Shehem shemus elokim. But the thing he wants to point out is this, and that's why I think that this is actually not saying that 11 gets divided into the 368, but it actually wants to say that 368 is another way of looking at this, I believe. So let's see if we can understand it. We'll do it today, and then tomorrow we'll pick this up again. he says like this. He says that the name of the godliness which is reflected in the time of godness is the name Elokim. So he said, so if you spell it out, which he's going to show us in the Tiv, it comes to Gematria Shin. So the name Elokim, if you make a milui out of it of Yudin, it comes out to be the Gematria 300. Then he says, take that Shin and then spell it out. The Shin ben Miluo, he says, he Gematria Shas. It comes to the Gematria 360, right? It's 300 plus 10 and plus 50, the 360. Then you take the Arba Mochim, so then you take the 4 Mochim, which is Chochma Bina, Chesed Dadas, and Gevurus Dadas. Add that onto that. Now you have 364. Vishlosha Netzachod Yesod Ima, which is holding them. Shebechem Mislav Shem Amochin Kanitzker, then Mochin are closed in there. V'im Kolalusam, and also there's a koila, there's a root to them. So he says, Hare Hem Shasach, that makes 368. That's how you get to the 368. Minyan Shasach Monim, this is the 368 different types that you found in Ketoret. How do you get that? And he just broke it down. Vishamin and Mochad is Manakadnas, because of the Mochas that come from the time of Kadnas. Nimshachem Echad Asis Samam B'nei Ketoret. So let's read it again. This is like a key phrase to me to try and understand it. Excuse me, let me just take a break again and get this worked out. So let's go back up there to take a break again for my allergies. Hem Shasach. B'sechad Esod Minyan Shasach Monim Shochei B'Ketoret, the fee Shemin Amochen Dizman HaKadnas, because we won't want to say like this. The Mochen Dizman HaKadnas are Elokims. The gematria spelled out is 300. From this, you see that comes somehow, there's a relationship comes out from these 3. I guess he's saying that these are the components of the 11. So first you had the 11. It's not the 11 transitions, that's what it sounds like, into 368, but in fact that they're composed of 368. Different ways that they're laid out. Shehem Ruchnias Akali Kanizka La'els, so that this actually represents also another thing that's difficult for me to understand, is how it is that Tzmamanim, which are physical, like cinnamon, I got it in my pantry. He's how is that representative of the light of the Ein Sof Baruch Hu, which is trapped in the Kali? So it's a transition between those two. So I'm trying to understand it. And that's the reason why all the Kali in general works around the name Elokim, which is the name of Din. They're called other gods. So in other words, they're all related to Elokim, but Elokim, which is in Kedusha, can also be put into the concept in some way of composing the light that's inside of the Kali. So Sheva Roshim shall Shtei Hashinin the Tefillin shall Rosh. So also let's look at that. Let's take the 7 Roshim, those branches of the Tefillin of the head Tefillin. Hem Sod Sheva Bechinas Aras and Mochen the godless. They actually represent godless. So he said, what was my question is that Tefillin, I thought, represented something higher level. So he said, Hem Sod Sheva Bechinas Aras and Mochen the godless. That's what they are. Shehem Arba Mochen, which represents the 4 Mochen. Netzachod Yesod, so this is what we said before. He says that the 3, which are Netzachod and Yesod, that adds another 3 on, Kenizkar Le'el, Vein HaSheva Ha'aros, Ve'elu HaSheva Ha'aros, Im Shem Elokim, Ha'ola B'Gematria Shin, which comes to 360, Yiyah Kol B'Gematria Shasach, Monim Shehem B'Ketoret. So in the Ketoret themselves, there's 368 divisions. In some ways, they use the word Monim. Monim usually means types or kinds, like that. So exactly how that works, I haven't got it yet. So therefore these 360 by themselves and 365 by themselves, they're the main part of the Ketoret, of what makes the Ketoret. Like the days of the of the sun, like the solar calendar. Shehem HaMochim Azman, that is the 365, represents the Mochim themselves, the Katash Hem Shin, which is Shin Yud Nun, Shin Yud Nun, which is 360. V'Chamochim the Gadash Hein Arba, then 4 V'Hakolo, that makes 365. Hare Shlosh Mei V'Shisha V'Chamesha. But we got 368. It was Shlosh Yaserim, but the other three, which is the Nai of Ima, which contains these Mochim, Heim Keneged Netzach Hod Yisod the Ima Levush HaMochim, which is Levush HaMochim. V'lechein Einan Bechlal HaIkrim, so therefore it's not part of the root of the concept of what is making the components of, maybe components is a good word for those minim over there. We'll see. So this is 3 extra ones. So it appears to me, he says, Chaim, that they're adding the nai of Ima into this, so that this is also what worked at Yom Kippurim, which is also the secret of that. Now this we will bring out, we'll flush it out more tomorrow as we look at the Tiv. This is Baruch Fleischman.